Hi, how's everybody doing? My name is Bill, and I'm with Spartamax Gun Oil. Today I'm going to talk to you about our product, Spartamax Gun Oil, and then we're going to do a demonstration of cleaning the gun, cleaning a Glock. I'm sorry, and let's get started with the product. Spartamax Gun Oil is a bio-based CLP. It's CLP means clean, lubes, and protects. Okay, it's a great solvent and a lubricant. You can use it for cleaning the bore. It can do the internal parts, and it resists carbons and nitrites. Okay, this is Spartamax SGO, Spartamax Gun Oil, Military Police. Okay, this is our Lady Gun Oil. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's get started with the Glock. Now, all my concealed carry guns are combat ready, which means that they're always loaded. The way you can tell with a Glock is there's a little indicator, and this light is right here. Okay. Now that when that little bump is sticking up right there, you can always just put your little finger on there and go, is there a gun? Is there a bullet in there? Yep, sure is. Okay. First thing we do is take the magazine out. There's your magazine. Now we'll just take and push the slide back. One bullet. There we go. So now the gun's cleared. Set that stuff out of the way. Don't need that rolling around. Now the stuff that we need to clean with: toothbrush, bore mop, bore brush, and Q-tips. That's it. Nothing fancy. Okay. Now the way that we clean, or the way that we get the top off of this, is a thing I was taught was called the chicken choke. First thing you do, you dry fire it. Then you take your index finger and your thumb and you push. You take your thumb and you push down. See that? Now I take my finger on these springs and I let it go. The slide comes off. Just like that. Okay? Now I'll put the lower right here. Now the easy part about tearing these Glocks apart, you just pull this spring up like that. And then you pull the barrel up and you push it forward and then slides out. There you go, one barrel. And that's it. Now the first thing that I do is I like to use the Spartamax gun oil on the barrel first. So I put my finger here on the barrel because I don't want it all squirting out. I'll give it a couple of shots. 1, 2, just like that. Now I put my other finger on here like that, and then I shake it. Why am I shaking it? The reason why is because I want all the solvent to get around on the rifling and inside the firing group here. Okay, so we'll set that down right here. Now we're going to give this a spray, and then we're going to let her sit because we want it to soak into some of the metal parts. Now remember, this gun is clean. I mean, I've got well over 2,000 rounds in this gun, but it's pretty clean because I like to keep my guns clean. Now we're going to do the spring. One side here, 180. The other side, got that. Wipe that down. Now I'm going to do the trigger group. Give it a spray. Okay. Now one of the most important tools that I use is my toothbrush. All this does is it's great for breaking the carbons and nitrites off of the slides. Keeping the slides cleaned and lubed, especially lubed with our product, is going to greatly decrease the amount of pressure that you have to use to move the rack back. Okay, it makes it a lot easier on you. So I'm just going to take it and give it a little brush. This is going to break everything loose so that I can go back with my Q-tips and get all this stuff cleaned out. See, a lot of gunshot residue gets inside here. Carbons, nitrites. Okay. Now the thing about it is, guys, is you can keep this wet with our product. If you keep it wet with our product, it'll hold as you're firing the gun, it's just going to hold on to that stuff, so that when you're done shooting, you can just wipe it right off. And if some guys are like, well, what about temperature? Temperature is not an issue with ours. I've had guys that shot our guns at 30 to 50 below zero. Why anybody want to do that? I have no idea, but It doesn't have it hasn't had any issues about the gun getting gummy, gunky, anything like that. I'll do the magazine well. We'll give it another spritz. There we go. Go down inside the magazine well. I like to keep this area clean. Makes my magazines go in and out easier. Okay. Now we're gonna take a rag. We can just put this in here. Let's see. I'll take this brush here, push it in. There we go. There we go. All right. All dried out, nice and clean. See? Now, Q-tips make easy work of this. They're pretty tight woven. You're not going to get any little cotton fragments if you don't push real hard. See, that goes like that. Get in here. Like I said, guys, a lot of contaminants get right here. I'm going to give this a little squirt, and what that does, watch this. Like that holds. See, now I can really get in there and get her clean. Okay, so I've got all this clean. Now I'm going to go to the spring. So the trigger group, magwell's done. Let's go to the spring. The spring has a lot of contact area. We're gonna give her another spritz. Okay. Now what this does is I'm just gonna take my spin this like this, and what that's gonna do, it'll get in there, and it'll get all those contaminants out. Just give it a twist. Go like that. See? All right. Now that I got that all cleaned off, I'm gonna put another coat on it, and then we can move on to the next thing. Okay. So I gave that a coat, so that's good to go. Now I'm gonna go. I already gave this a coat, so we're gonna go. Now that it's been sitting here a little while, now we can give it a good scrubbing. Now I'm gonna take this brush and just run it up and down here. Now this area here you want to keep lubricated. This is going to make it really easy to charge the gun. And when the contaminants come from the gunpowder, all it's going to do is it's just going to, like I said, just going to rest on there, and then you don't have to worry about having to keep that clean. Because you don't have to worry about the perform. It's going to increase the performance of this. Okay, your slide's going to be moving nice and easy. And then it'll hold on to the contaminants. All right, so get this. Now, I'm just making quick work of this. Now, what I want to do here is I want to do the where the firing group or where the firing pin is at. In this area you want to keep clean. This is going to give you this could give you feeding issues, so you keep this area clean. Okay. And one of the areas with our product is you're going to notice there's going to be a little bit more gunshot residue on the front of the barrel. I just give this a little brush like this because our product doesn't allow the carbons and nitrites to stick in the gun. It gets on the gun. It'll get out here. It's not a big deal. All you're going to do is clean that up. Then you just wipe it off. Just like that. Nice and clean. Okay? Now, we're going to use a Q-tip, and right here, this is listen to this. Hear that? That's clean. There we go. That's clean. Okay. Now that we got that done, and we've got the spring done, we got the lower done, we got the upper done. Now I want to work on the barrel. Barrel is a really important issue for me on a gun, and you can keep the outside of it wet, and you can keep the inside of it a little wet. You don't have to. I mean, don't douse it, okay? But you keep the inside a little wet. It's okay. And what that's going to do is our dry plate lubricant, as you're firing the gun, it's gonna the pores in the metal open up, and our dry plate lubricant get in there, and it doesn't allow the carbons and nitrates to stick onto the barrel. So it makes it real easy to clean the gun. I mean, real easy. So what I'm going to do is we already gave it a coat. So then now one of the things I want to tell you is don't use a copper brush on a Glock. Don't use a copper brush on a Springfield. They come with this type of brush. Okay? And if it isn't in the case, that means somebody stole it. Okay? So that means you need to go get yourself one. All right, so let's get started here. Give her a couple of twists. This is going to knock this will knock all the stuff out of your rifling. All right. Good. Now, we got here is a bore mop. This has got more surface area, and this can grab a lot of the contaminants. And then when we're done with that, then we'll use a patch. Dry it out. Dry it off. Dry it out. All right, so we'll just give her a couple squirts here. And like I said, you can keep this a little wet here. Can you hear that squeak, kind of? That is nice and clean. Like I said, I keep this a little bit wet inside here so that when it starts firing, our product will start getting in there and it'll keep the internals clean. How's that looking? Does that look good? Nice and shiny? Like that? All right, let's give it a. Now we're gonna take this patch, run it through here. Now all I'm trying to do is get some of that extra. If there's any contaminants left, there we go. But like I said, guys, I've already cleaned this gun. I keep my guns clean. Now that we're done with the barrel, let's see, got the barrel, got the, all right, now let's put her back together. So we're going to take the barrel, stick it in, then push that back there, it locks it down, push this here. There's two detents here. You want to go down to that second one. You got 1, 2. There's the second one. Okay. Now we're going to give her a good coat before we put it back together. Make sure that you get some on the spring. Okay. We want to keep that lubricated. And we want to put some on the slides because we want to keep those slides lubricated. See how it runs down inside there? Okay. Now we're going to so now that I got the slide done, I'm going to give it another little coat inside here. This is just to keep the carbons and the nitrites held in suspension, so that when I'm done shooting, I can just wipe this thing down and I can go home. Take the slide, put it here. That's it, guys. Now watch this. And then what you want your Glocks to do? Nice, huh? All right, let's give her a quick wipe down. Give me a quick wipe down. All right. Now, we're going to reload it. Lock. That holds the rack back. Take the magazine. Install it in there. Push slide release. There we go. She's ready to rock and roll. Spartamax gun oil. You guys be safe. Have a good day.